So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are live again, cruising with the case handler. It's more like quarantining with the case handler. And of course, that's Adam Handler. And ladies and gentlemen, he's an attorney. He's a top personal injury attorney in the tri-state area. He's a partner in the firm Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico. And we're here again with another edition, of course, of the show. I'd like to welcome Adam Handler. And Adam, I'm gonna let you jump off the show as I put us on 93.5 in less than 5 seconds, and we are on. How are you doing, Adam?
All right, good morning, Squeeze. Thanks for having me on this morning. We are, I think by my count, this is almost the third month of our Cruising with the Case Handler show, the personal injury show, every morning, consistently live on the radio, 93.5 FM, Link Up Media Radio, as well as streaming to Facebook page, both the Case Handler page and the David Squeeze Anarchy page. Usually we were doing it from my car every day on the way to work in the my office is downtown
Manhattan. You still do it from your car, just go outside.
Yeah, it was downtown Manhattan, traveling every day in a nice suit, ready to go to court, fighting for my clients, making sure they get maximum compensation for their injury. And then everything kind of took a very serious turn for the worst, and we're all home right now, but making the best of it. And we've changed the Cruising with the Case Handler show to the Quarantining with the Case Handler show. And we've really figured a way to reach out to the audience out there, reach out to the listeners, reach out to the community, making sure that they understood that we are 100% open for business over at Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico, making sure that our clients' personal injury needs are met, making sure that our clients' immigration needs are met, making sure that our clients' needs, whatever they are, they had come to us for, are being taken care of. And in furtherance of that, we decided this week to do a little something, to try an experiment. For over 5 years, I've been asking my partners to come on with me and fight with me and talk with me about how good they are as immigration attorneys and how special our immigration practice is. And finally, we were able to get them on. This week, Nelson has been on talking about immigration, answering immigration questions. And we brought Conrad Pollock, my partner, on yesterday, and he's here today, and we're going to get to him in a minute, answering immigration questions. And the most important thing that I think everybody out there can realize is that this is not a joke. This is the real deal. We are attorneys. We may not be dressed like attorneys right now, but we're here to work on your cases. We're here to make sure that your needs are met. I'm certainly working on that one and only chance you have at financial recovery if, God forbid, you or your family members are involved in an accident. And Conrad and Nelson and their amazing immigration team is here to answer your questions and answer your questions for free, not just on the radio, not just on Facebook, but 100% free consultations while this pandemic is going on. You give us a ring, you're on the phone with them, private consultation, absolutely free, no strings attached. So all it takes right now is for you to save that number and lock it in. And my phone number to the case handler team at Pollock, DeSico is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. I'd like to introduce Conrad Pollock right now. Conrad, are you there, buddy?
I am here, Adam.
Excellent.
Morning, everybody.
How are you feeling about this little experiment? I know that you were, oh my God, I've never been on the radio, and you're already a seasoned pro after the second day. Tell me your thoughts and how you thought it went.
Well, you know how nervous I get in these public forum situations, and I'm sure it's very apparent on screen right now.
Not at all. Not at all.
Amanda runs a top immigration firm in New York City gets nervous.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think anything. People that don't understand.
Come on.
Yeah,
well, when you've been dealing with the federal government as long as I have, 40 years, nothing phases me, nothing rattles me anymore. I've seen it all. And unfortunately, we're going through one of those situations currently where we are, in fact, not just our law firm, but the public and the immigrant population in our country is seeing it all. And that's why I believe this is a perfect opportunity for myself, for my firm, my partners, Nelson, Adam, to give back to the community, to provide information at no charge, to answer the questions that are unsettling the immigrants in our town, in our country right now. And I'm happy to do it.
Absolutely.
Happy to do it. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're here. It's called Cruising with a Case Handler. It's a few minutes before the hour. It's a beautiful day. It's a Friday. Yes, we're dealing with a pandemic situation, but I'm very happy that we have Cruising with a Case Handler show going on right now. And what I want to say to each and every one, we've got the personal injury attorney. We've got the, of course, immigration attorneys. If you have immigration questions, I've been speaking about it since 6 a.m. this morning. Okay, a lot of folks, and I'm going to have to go get my phone in a minute, but a lot of folks have been texting, WhatsApping their questions. But do remember that you can actually place your questions. You gotta hear my phone ringing. You can actually place your questions, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Facebook, David Squeeze Anarchy, and obviously we'll answer those immigration questions. You may even have questions about personal injury. I mean, Adam has settled well over $100 million, of course, for people who have gotten into accidents, slip and fall, construction, medical malpractice, and much more. But ladies and gentlemen, personal injury, immigration, and remember, the consultation is absolutely free. Right now, I want everyone to share the page that you're watching in groups and on your timeline and pages so that other people can tune in. Now, with that said, I'd like to introduce one of the other attorneys at the firm, and his name is Nelson Madrid. Seeing that Adam introduced Conrad, okay, I will introduce Nelson. Nelson, how you feeling, man? How you doing? I know you're one of the top guns at the law firm Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico.
The top gun. He's the top gun.
Oh, he's the top gun. Okay.
Well, let's call him Maverick. Maybe we need to call that's his nick. We know we needed a nickname for him. He's Maverick.
Thank you so much. I'm doing well.
All right, great. Talk to me, man. I'm gonna give you a few talk while I grab my phone here. All right.
Just basically grinding, getting work done. Although the city is shut down, we are obviously not shut down. We continue to do work for our clients. In fact, I have a client presently who is detained in Buffalo, who I am working on filing a request to get him released as a result of this COVID-19. Just grinding, doing as much as we can for our clients.
Yeah. One of the things I wanted at our last show, when you Squeeze, you touched on the subject yesterday about deportation matters, which is a pretty unfortunately common situation that we face, but pretty serious one in most families. If somebody has committed a crime, they go to jail or face the risk of going to jail. Immigrants not only face that risk, but also face the risk of, after spending their time in jail, being deported. One of the probably, if not the principal activity within our immigration department, certainly one of the principal ones, is fighting deportation on our clients' behalves. And as I mentioned earlier, Nelson is our top gun when it comes to that type of process. Nelson is our deportation guy. If a client comes to our office with an unwinnable case, and we've had many that clients have come to us and said, I saw this lawyer, I saw that lawyer, and they told me I have no case. I walk them into Nelson's office, Nelson sits them down, and after an hour, very often, Nelson will come back and say, you know what? I have a way out for you, sir. Right? Wow. And so, and that's the truth. So I wasn't just kidding when I mentioned Nelson being our top gun. He is our deportation hitman.
Absolutely.
And that's really what makes our firm so special. I mean, there's a lot of things. We've got great people, and Conrad yesterday was talking about quality people that he surrounds himself with. I've dedicated my career to surrounding myself with quality people. But we really do try to figure a way, and we leave no stone unturned, whether it's a personal injury case and we're getting surveillance or witness statements or photographs, or even talking to the police or members of your job on the job site to really truly figure out how things happened and how we can best serve you. Immigration team as well. I mean, they've got, I don't know, what's that book called? Was it Kurzban? What's that big book you guys got on your desk? I mean, there's never a moment where one of our attorneys isn't looking up the law, isn't looking at precedent, isn't searching out new angles that we can use for our client's behalf. It's an approach. It's a detailed approach. And that's how we do it at Pollock Isaac DeSico. And of course, we can never guarantee a successful result. It's impossible to do so. But if you want the best chance possible to justice, whether it's financial recovery in my cases or help with your immigration case, you'll have that number saved and you'll use it. You're going to get an honest attorney looking for an honest and real solution to your problems. And it all starts with, of course, having that number saved and dialing the number. I'll give it again. 844.
Let me give the number, man.
All right.
I like my energy on the number. I got paid a lot of money to give that number. What are you doing, man? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, what Adam is saying, and he seems a little bit, I don't know, he's a bit subsided today. I don't know. He's not his energetic self. I don't know if Stacy's kind of slapped him around a little bit, But let me just say this much.
Hopefully.
Ladies and gentlemen, the team that you're watching here on Facebook, whether it's the Case Handler page or David Squeeze Attitude page, the team that you're listening to here on 93.5 WVIP FM is the only legal team you will ever need. They will be able not only to help you in the capacity of personal injury, immigration, real estate, but even in the other areas, they'll point you in the right direction. That's the message I squeeze of 20 odd years, since 1996, that I've had a radio program on this station, 93.5 FM. That's what I want to implore you to understand. You have solid attorneys that are here for you. There's no more void. If it's personal injury, we've got the man that's going for the jugular, like I always say. Okay? He's going for the maximum compensation because you've got what, Adam?
You got one chance, man, and you got one choice. Who are you going to pick?
One chance, one choice, because you can't go back and say, hey, my attorney, I need some more money because, I still feel pain. I have another, situation here. No, you can't. That one chance. So, ladies and gentlemen, if it's personal injury, if it's immigration, I need for you right now to dial the number. The number is the most important thing right now on this show. Okay, yes, they've got depth, they've got content, they've got information, and they're good attorneys. All right, each of them well over a decade of experience in their field. Call this number now. Dial the number, let it ring. If you have an immigration question, call now. The consultation is 100% free because this firm, Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico, has decided they're giving away free consultation, absolutely free. So even after the radio show, you can call the firm and they will answer your immigration question absolutely free. So here's the number, 844-774-3529. That's the only number you will need when you need an attorney. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Call that number now. Conrad, what year did the firm start? Not when you started. What year did the firm start?
Well, my father started his practice, principally immigration, in, I believe it was 1965. And he was a practicing attorney, again, immigration attorney, one of the largest immigration firms in New York City back in the 70s for a good 20 years. And I joined in 1984. Was admitted in 85, so I've been doing it myself now for, God, I hate to say it, 35 years it's been.
Wow.
So
wow.
Between my dad and myself, it's been 55 years of immigration law.
55 years.
It's in my blood. I'm trying to pass it on to my kids.
Hopefully they'll take it. I know what it's like passing things on to the kids, So once again, folks, that's what we're talking about. So we have got immigration attorneys and
the phone lines are already blazing, Squeeze. I got somebody on hold right now with an immigration question. I'm trying to figure out a way.
We've got immigration questions on Facebook right now also, and I've got immigration questions on my WhatsApp. We've got immigration questions all around. So everybody who have immigration questions right now, call this number 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Adam, we can use the pandemic way by just putting the phone on speaker. They'll be able to hear. He's not here, but put him on speaker and they'll be able to hear. But right now, Nelson, we got a question here from Mr. Vasiana. He says, Hi, I am a H-2B worker. My visa expires on Sunday The airports are closed in Jamaica right now, and I am a bit worried. What can I do?
Actually, Squeeze, if you don't, Nelson, if you don't mind, let me take that one. H2Bs, that's my thing.
That's your.
guys.
I forgot. You're
Um,
you're that side.
Is he in Jamaica or is he in the U.S.?
He's evidently in the U.S.
He's in the U.S.
Yes.
Okay, so if his visa is expiring, man, I have a lot of questions. I mean, does he want to leave? Is he looking to stay? If he's looking to stay, it may be possible to file for an extension, depending on whether his employer needs him to continue to work, or perhaps another company wants to hire him. I mean, again, there are a lot of variables. H-2B visas, by the way, those are for lesser skilled workers, typically in the Northeast. We're talking about landscapers, construction workers, that type of thing. They're temporary workers, seasonal workers for the most part. Again, mostly we deal in the Northeast with landscapers, and our firm actually represents quite a few of them. But as I was saying, for an H-2B, he can either file for an extension with his current employer, try to find another employer who needs workers, and there are plenty of them right now. I happen to know several that are our clients. Or he could try to change status. If he's on H-2B now and he can't leave, as long as he can document it, he could apply to the Immigration Service to change his status to tourist if he wanted to.
Wow.
Or maybe he's being particularly ambitious. He wants to study. He wants to stay here and go to school. He can apply to a school and try to change to a student visa. So he has a lot of options. The key is he must do something before the status expires. So if his status is expiring on Sunday, today's Friday.
Something else.
All right. He needs to move it. Now, look,
yeah.
Given the current circumstances, we have plenty of clients that are in the same boat. And if he misses the deadline, which it looks like right now, he's going to miss his deadline. As long as he files an application sometime soon, I would say like Monday, Tuesday, next week, and explains what happened, is able to provide perhaps some documentation to show why he was late in filing his application, whether it's an extension or a change or whatever it is that he needs. He has a good chance, certainly a better chance now than the norm in terms of getting the Immigration Service to grant that application. So he needs to move quickly, though.
Quickly. And once again, folks, so in other words, you're saying, Conrad, your firm, okay, can help this individual.
Absolutely. That's a common situation. We are dealing with that on a regular basis since this crisis began.
Absolutely. Once again, folks, as I ask everybody to share the page that they're watching on all platforms that they're associated with, that being, of course, groups, pages, your timeline, please do so we can help a lot of people. I see the numbers increasing rapidly. And if you are actually listening to us on 93.5 WVIP FM, where I have the leaders where legal help is concerned, I'd like to say that, and I'm saying it again. I know Adam's been here for 15 solid years. He has grown with the Caribbean community. He has helped the Caribbean community tremendously. And of course, he has brought his clients into the firm where they have also gotten immigration help. So don't believe that this is something that is new. No, Adam Handler, the man, the case handler, has done it and is doing it again, ladies and gentlemen. And right now, we need for you to store the number or call this number if you have, ladies and gentlemen, a situation where you get hurt in that accident, personal injury, okay? A slip and fall, construction accident, medical malpractice, or you have an immigration situation like my brother here, Tomron, who just placed his question here, Conrad, the attorney, answered. You should call this number, ladies and gentlemen, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Call that number now. Also, place your questions on Facebook, on any of the pages. It will pop up in front of us and we'll answer those questions. Nelson, I don't want to leave you out, man. So I'm going to let you say if you have something to say before I continue.
No, well, actually, I do. Just to add to what we were discussing previously, we also work with many criminal defense attorneys, and we help them determine the best potential plea for any of their clients who are either permanent residents or have no status in the United States, to mitigate any potential immigration consequences that it may have. So, I think, again, I think we're very knowledgeable. It's something we do quite often, and it's something we enjoy doing.
The phones are blowing up.
I know that they are. By the way, folks, 844-774-3529. Before I say something to you, Nelson, I want everyone to understand, and many of you probably think it's a joke or it's a gimmick. This firm, Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico, has decided to give back to the community, whereas they are not charging you anything for the consultation, as long as you mention, ladies and gentlemen, that you heard it on the show here on 93. As a matter of fact, it doesn't matter what show you're listening to on 93.5 FM. If you're listening to 93.5 FM, you're automatically getting a free consultation. So if you're listening to any other show, any day of the week on this station, okay,
any time of the day,
any time of it doesn't matter what show you're listening to. You just need to remember one number. That's all you need to remember, and call that number. No other number, just one number. As long as you're listening to this station, you are getting a free immigration consultation. If you get hurt in an accident, you only need one number. So the number is the most important thing for you to remember. Dial it, let it ring 15, 20 seconds. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Nelson, you were very passionate about the capacity in which you are as an immigration attorney at the firm, where you have helped many people in removal proceedings. That means people who are getting deported. Maybe people have already even been deported. Some people are deported and they're U.S. citizens and they don't even know. So you were very passionate. You actually leaned forward yesterday. I remember how passionate you are. And I'm not going to lie, okay? I do have a lot of friends in the community who have, paid their debt to society, have had run-ins with the law. Some are still paying their debt to society. And I know that they are being put in removal proceedings. And I wanted for you to expand on that. We spoke about people who have had drug convictions, people who have had gun convictions, assaults, all these, convictions. And you, Nelson Madrid, let me say the name, ladies and gentlemen, Nelson Madrid on the case handler team.
The Maverick.
Immigration attorney.
The Maverick.
We call him the Maverick. So if you have a gun conviction, if you have a drug, he told me something yesterday, man. I don't want to say how many grams. Okay, I'll let him tell you. Any conviction of that kind. I'm not, now remember, prior results do not guarantee similar outcome. But I'm saying you want to go with the Maverick, Nelson Madrid, at the law firm, ladies and gentlemen, Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico. The case handler team is ready, willing, and able. So Nelson, I need for you to actually expound on the fact that you are great at this capacity.
Sure. So, I've been with the firm for, I think, about 13, almost 14 years.
Mhm.
And one of the reasons I've been with the firm as long as I have is we don't take every case. Okay. That's the purpose of a consultation. We take our time, we sit down with the clients. It's important not just to get his criminal history, but also to get the client's equities. It's important to assess every conviction, to look at not just the disposition, but the criminal complaint, and look at all of the documents. We are, and we try to be as honest as we can with our clients. We try to set realistic expectations. I'm not going to sell you a dream. If there's a technicality, I've gotten cases thrown out on a technicality. A client was convicted of a crime that's legally impossible to be convicted of. For example, intentional reckless endangerment. You can't intend to be reckless. That case I got thrown out just after appearing in court twice. I got the whole case thrown out. I've also represented people convicted of gun charges, drug charges. I most recently actually represented someone who had been convicted of possession of 300 grams of heroin. His criminal defense, his criminal defense attorney, when he took a plea, told him, if you are ever brought before immigration, your case isn't even worth fighting. They are going to deport you. This was one of about 8 or 9 convictions that my client had.
Wow.
Yes. So basically, we fought the case, and it took some time. The government isn't just going to roll over, especially when you have an extensive criminal record. It took some time, but we were successful. And my client was able to remain in the United States with his family, and he is very, very happy.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, if you're tuning in.
Excuse me, I happen to know that.
Go ahead, Conrad.
Who you're referring to, Nelson. And yeah, granted, he had an extensive criminal history. Most of them committed when he was a youth.
Right. He's paid his debt. He's paid his debt.
And since then, he has led a model life. He's fully employed. He has a family, and he's become a gainful member of our society. So, yes, there are a lot of criminals out there that perhaps never change their ways, but there are others, such as the client we're referring to, that do and take advantage of that second chance. And as I said, this person has become a pillar of his community. So. Yeah.
I'm glad you added that, Conrad, because, we're out here talking about the amazing things we do on the immigration end. And of course, in this climate, people are sensitive to who should be here and who should not be here.
Yes.
And the people that we work with, these are good, hardworking people. People make mistakes. Listen, my career is developed on people making mistakes. Either it's running the red light or not, or texting while driving, or not using the appropriate tools at work. Mistakes happen. And you have to be accountable for it. But then there comes a point where you need to move on with your life. And if you've been a productive part of this society, we want you to be here. We want you to continue working, taking care of your family, taking care of your community. And that's the difference. We are really changing lives. People
gotta cut you off there, Adam, because we have only 30 seconds.
Yeah, let's get the number out and then we'll hop on.
I want to give out the number. I want to tell everybody right now, log on to Facebook. Everybody can log on to Facebook. David Squeeze Anarchy, or look up the case handler. But you need this number now. Every one of you listening to this, store this number. This is a number for a full service law firm. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Facebook, let's switch. All right. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to, of course, the case handler, cruising with the case handler. I have got Conrad Pollock, okay, an attorney. I've got Nelson Madrid, another attorney. And we've got the man himself, okay, the case, I almost call you the shark, man.
That was my name back in the day. Conrad doesn't know that.
Yeah, I always call you the shark.
Please used to call me the
shark. I'm feeling left out here. Everybody's got a nickname here except me.
I just got my nickname.
Nelson. We got the case handler. We got Nelson, the Maverick Madrid. Oh man, we got to
come up with a nickname for me. Come on, by Monday, next show.
Don't worry, we'll find something for you. But ladies and gentlemen, it's a full service law firm, and we want for every one of you to actually, once again, and I know I am being repetitive, but I like doing so. That's my job, because the only thing I really get cursed out for is not giving out the number enough or not doing it slowly enough. All right. So 844-774-3529. Adam, I want for you to actually touch on one of your cases, one of your true success stories, because that is what, people listen. That is what people look at. They want to see the fruits, and you have created quite a bit of fruits for a lot of people. A friend of mine, I was actually on a plane going to Jamaica a few years ago, about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
I'm going to pause you for 1 second while you tell the story. Just enable my screen sharing, if you don't mind.
Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. Yeah, a friend of mine, I was going to Jamaica, and he saw me on the plane and he's like, "Hey, Squeeze, man, thank you so much for referring Adam to me." And this is a friend of mine who literally had a part of his body, a very special part of his body for any man, pretty much really damaged. And Adam Handler helped him out in the capacity of which, money can't replace certain things, ladies and gentlemen, but Adam was able to help him have an easier life, considering the hurt that he got. So I want to say, Adam, thank you so much for helping out not just him, but my friends out there. So I want to say thanks. As a personal injury attorney, you have done wonders for a lot of people. And here he goes. He's sharing his screen.
No, that was a special case. That was a special case we had.
Right.
We won't talk about his name, but that was a medical malpractice case up in Westchester, in which he sustained an injury to a very sensitive part of his body. He was undergoing a heat treatment for what's called BPH, benign hypertrophy, and it was a prostate procedure. And the doctor left him unattended. The doctor went to go check his email and left him in the room hooked up to this machine. And he sustained some pretty serious injuries. And we wound up getting him about $2 million for that case, which was the maximum insurance the doctor had. And I saw him a number of years ago. And he still had the money, and we kept in touch ever since then. But I said, you know, what an unbelievable ending to the case. You know, we really got you everything we could have. What'd you do with the money? And he's like, well, you know, I saved it and I bought a house. And he's like, well, what did you do with your share of that money? I said, I bought a house too. So, you know, it was a happy ending to a terrible situation, but he's doing much better now. You know, this website we have is something I'm so proud of. And I always, you know, say it's our report card. And, you know, every Tuesday or whenever a client picks up a settlement check, you know, we always take a picture and we always try to capture the moment of when they're getting paid. And you can see here, I mean, these are smiling faces. You know, there's Matthew Goodstein, my associate, and we're holding up that case handler check. And we do it as much as possible. And we really try to explain to people the approach to the case. You know, we do a nice little write-up about it. And, you know, there's no case too big, no case too small. I mean, you'll see numbers here, you know, 100,000, but you also see numbers here like 2.65 million. You know, we recently did that. That was a pedestrian case. You know, we post pictures about the accident and about you know, the damage to the vehicles. You know, sometimes the clients like to use their names, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they want their money being shown, sometimes they don't. But this is what it's all about: real people with real injuries getting real money. You know, we always say it's life-changing money for life-changing injuries, and the numbers go on and on and on. 5.2 million, 5 million, you know, 25,000, right? They are, I love the quotes too. You know, they are not your average lawyers. They care. And I really, truly believe that is the difference, not only with the case handler team, but with Pollock, Isaac DeSico in general. We truly care about our clients. And in fact, when you go to my website, thecasehandler.com, yeah, we could be talking about the $100+ million that we've recovered for our clients. We can be talking about the thousands and thousands of people that we've helped. But you know what we chose to use as our logo? What does it say right there, Squeeze?
We treat our clients like family, something we have stressed here. And
that's exactly true. The difference. You know, there's a lot of great lawyers out there, but not every lawyer has the same approach to the case. Not every lawyer has the same approach to making you feel like your case is our most important case. And whether it's a case for $25,000, $2.5 million, or $250,000, you're going to be treated the way you should expect to be treated by an attorney. And that's with respect. That's with dignity, that's with information. And of course, although we can't guarantee it, it's with a successful result at the end that you feel comfortable that justice was served in that one chance you had at compensation, because you did make that one choice that you could have an attorney, and you chose the case handler team at Pollock, Isaac DeSico.
Absolutely. Once again, folks, Adam Handler, the case handler. And if you do get hurt in an accident, you obviously, evidently, definitely need him as your attorney. So call the case handler at 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. One number, ladies and gentlemen. That's all you need, because you've got one chance. So make it one choice. And of course, 844-774-3529. The case handler team, they're here today. We've got Conrad Pollock. We've got Nelson Madrid, immigration attorneys. We've got the personal injury attorney, Adam Handler. You just heard him speak. Make sure you store that number. Now, I got a few immigration questions here, gentlemen, if you don't mind. I'm ready to pour it on. So let's just jump into this one quickly here. Question, please. If you left from Jamaica on a B1, B2 visa and overstayed, then get married to an American, and she's on Section 8, food stamps and job disability without any paperwork, start filing. Okay, I don't understand the rest of it, so I'll let you decipher that.
Go ahead, Nelson, you can have that one.
Okay, you got to unmute. Let me unmute you. I can unmute you. Nelson, you're muted.
Yes, I can't see anyone.
No, you can't see anyone. Don't
I
worry.
can't see
Maverick
anyone.
is flying blind.
We can see you.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Okay. Question, please. If you left from Jamaica on a B1, B2 visa and overstayed, then get married to an American, and she's on Section 8 food stamps and job disability without any paperwork, I guess they're saying, can you start filing? Can you file?
You know, there are issues, or there can potentially be issues there. You know, obviously, when you marry a United States citizen, it's not necessarily an automatic green card, especially with the recent changes in law that have come into effect. One of the requirements is that your spouse has to demonstrate the ability to support you. Now they've also added a new form, which is called self-sufficiency declaration. And basically your wife is going to, or your spouse is going to have to demonstrate that they have the financial resources to support you in order to prevent you from becoming a public charge in the future. So it's not, it's tricky. It's not
open
as
and
straightforward.
shut.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's not as straightforward. They want to see tax returns. One of the questions they will ask is if your spouse has been on public assistance, have they received Medicaid, you know, over the last previous years? You know, what other government benefit have they received? They're not looking to give someone a green card who they're going to have to support.
Gotcha.
I would throw in there that in a situation like that, previously, I mean, as Nelson mentioned, recently there were changes to the public charge provisions in the law where the current administration has made it extremely more difficult for a situation like this for that person to get his green card. But that's always been an issue. It's just a lot more difficult now than it used to be. However, circumstance like that, where the U.S. citizen spouse is on any kind of public assistance, it's going to be difficult case to get through the immigration service to get this person's green card. He is certainly going to need other friends or relatives, preferably close relatives, to provide an affidavit of support to show that if his wife can't support him, then at least whoever the other relatives are that are guaranteeing support can do so. And for instance, maybe he has a few brothers that are making money and can help to support him, or maybe his employer is willing to provide him with an affidavit stating that he's willing to help him. Again, that is by no means guaranteeing that he's going to get his green card, but it's pretty much the only way he's going to be able to proceed in a case like that. My suggestion would be make sure his wife gets a job whenever she can, and then do the case. That's how I would go there.
All right, no problem. That's Conrad Pollock, ladies and gentlemen, speaking right here on the Cruising with the Case Handler. And Conrad, you got to look at the camera, not the other.
Sorry.
one.
Still new at this.
You got too many devices. The guy who said he's not technical, but he's got multiple devices floating all over. You know.
Yeah. Still learning. Still a rookie.
Yeah. So once again, folks, the number for the law firm is 844-774-3529. Once again, the number for the case handler team, 844-774-3529. Here's one. If you're turned down after a Stokes interview, well, you should definitely call the case handler team. If you're turned down after a Stokes interview, can you still obtain a green card?
Absolutely. And we've actually done several or many of those cases in the past. Dealing with immigration, the analogy I give most of our clients is basically it's a roll of the dice. There are some officers that are looking for any excuse to deny your case, and there are others who, in my opinion, are just a little more understanding. And I could give you a specific example. I represented a young couple in their early 20s, and they lived with the husband's family. The officer that interviewed them was asking for a lease. And the husband responded, "I don't have a lease. We live in my parents' basement." And the officer continued to press them. And I was there. And I basically interjected and, I told the officer, "Look, I'm going to have to ask to speak to your supervisor because I lived with my parents at one point. And it's not normal for my parents to give me a lease as their child who's living in their house." And the officer kind of backed off a little. When you go by yourself, you're basically at the mercy of that officer. You don't know what they can ask. You don't know what they can ask. You don't know what documents to bring with you. You don't know if you're prepared. You take for granted the fact that you're married and you have a child together and you think it's smooth sailing. It's not
Yep.
so simple.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I so have to add to that. You know, growing up in the Bronx, you know, in a very large, huge Jamaican Caribbean community, and we come from a culture where, and Jamaicans, I'm speaking about Jamaicans. We come from a culture where as soon as we get a little bit of knowledge, we know it all. We can do it. We don't have to get anyone to do it. We don't have to invest a dime to do it. And I always say to my friends, even family members, listen to me, man. You're dealing with the United States government, all right? You need to actually, if there's one thing you want to invest in, is your actual potential of staying in the United States. You need to invest in that. Don't think because your pastor told you, don't worry about it, we can file some forms and you'll get through. No, ladies and gentlemen, it's a whole lot more than that. I've seen so many cases turned down, some of which they could not do anything about afterwards. And I've been preaching it for years. Hence the reason why I don't answer any immigration questions. I don't want to. I leave it to people like you, the gurus like you. Okay, the gurus like the Conrad Pollack, the gurus like Nelson Madrid. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't say it enough. When it comes to immigration, make sure, as I said yesterday and the day before, and Adam knows this, choose your weapons carefully. You're going for an interview. You truly don't want to go by yourself. Invest. Go ahead, Conrad.
Squeeze, if I could just interject there. Everything you're saying now, and I believe I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it, there are always people out there that are going to think that they could do this type of process themselves. You mentioned the Stokes interview, which, by the way, Stokes interview is a in-depth marriage interview. It's when the immigration officers already have doubts about the validity of the marriage, and they call the couple in, put them in a room, separate them, take their answers, asking the same questions, and then put the couple together to compare their answers. That's what the Stokes interview is comprised of, and it's a way for the Immigration Service to really ascertain whether that marriage is bona fide or not. So when you're being scheduled for a Stokes interview, that means immigration already has doubts about the marriage. Okay, yeah. So that's number one. But I just wanted to throw in that it's always been a crapshoot dealing with the Immigration Service. You never know what's going to happen. You never know who the examiner is, how biased they may be. You just never know. Now, that's always been the case, even with prior administrations. However, we are now in a different time, in a different age. We are in the age of the Trump administration for the past 3 years. I'm trying to forget how long it's been, but
almost 4.
But we are in a new era, and this government, their goal, no matter what they might say, their goal is to deport and to not permit as many immigrants from entering or staying in this country as they possibly can. They have made it as difficult, and they continue to make it as difficult as possible for people to legalize, to stay here, to come here, right? And that is a fact. That's not just my opinion. Mm-hmm. So if you think you previously might have been able to do this case yourself and had problems, these days, I guarantee you're going to have problems. If ever there was a need for services of the type that we're providing, now is the time. And again, going back to what I said earlier, that's why we're here today. That's why we're doing this program, because we see what's going on out there. And now, especially with everybody losing their jobs and the economy going down the tubes the way it's been, there is more of a need for our service than ever. The immigrant community is being hit by this COVID-19 situation much harder than the general population. So we see it. We're not only reading the newspaper and watching on the news every night. We're hearing it from our clients on the phone, in texts, in emails, and that's why we're here, to answer their questions and to try to encourage people to use, whether it's us or another law firm, preferably us, but to use a law firm to seek professional guidance, and also to try to dissuade people from doing these types of things themselves. Because probably half of the cases, Nelson, you could back me up here, probably half of the cases that we do are people, either they went to the wrong lawyer and he put them in a worse situation than they were to begin with, or they tried to do it themselves and made the situation
Yep.
worse than it should have been.
You know,
Absolutely.
Squeeze, I'd just like to add, you know, Adam does personal injury. Conrad and I do immigration. We're not these attorneys who claim to know 5 different areas of law. Okay, we do one area, and I think we all do it very well. Okay, there's a lot of attorneys who claim to do personal injury, family law, immigration. They're you know they can
Jack
do
of all trades.
jack of all trades,
Yeah.
master of none. And
So-
that, as Conrad says, is a recurring theme. It's a common issue. A client will start a case with another attorney who has no idea what he's doing. And as I said before, immigration has a file for everyone who's ever applied. So what happened in the past is still fair game today.
Still there, right?
And it's something you need to take into account. You know, eventually when you are interviewed by them, they are going to ask, why was your last application or petition denied? You know, why didn't you provide the evidence if it was a real marriage? Why did you say this? Why? And now you've got a lot of explaining to do. Now things have become complicated. Not impossible, but complicated. So these are, you know, I've always said it's an attorney's job to identify an issue before it's an issue. This is an issue. And this is something we tell the clients up front just so that they're aware.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Conrad Pollock, Nelson Madrid, respectively, right here on the Case Handler Show. Adam, I know you want to add to that as to what they said. Okay.
Man, I mean, listen, you know, the what is it, the master of none, like the jack of all, master of none. I mean,
Jack of all
yes,
trades,
yeah.
master of none.
You know, attorneys are never supposed to use the word specialized, and we certainly don't.
Right.
But you know, we do have our practice groups. Everybody, and the way our firm, why our firm is so successful, and why I believe our partnership is so successful, because everything is from the top down, right? If the rock isn't solid at the top, you can't expect the firm to work as well as it does. And the reason why it works from top to bottom is that we all stick to what we know. I don't pretend to know anything about immigration. Of course, I've picked up things along the years and can certainly muddle my way through a conversation at a restaurant, but I'm certainly not going to feel comfortable giving advice to a client, a friend, a stranger on the street. I refer them to my partners because that's what they do. They handle immigration. And same thing, you know, if one of our immigration clients gets injured, they're certainly not going to take the call and let them know what to do. They're going to let me know they're going to let me know about the case, and I'm going to let them know how I can help them. So it really does work. It's almost like, you know, a synchronized dance. You know, we do what we need to do, and we do it as best as possible. And the ultimate goal is a successful result. We can never guarantee it, but our ultimate goal is a successful result because we get professional gratification. The client, of course, has an outcome that they sought to achieve. And this is a referral-based business. You know, if you don't do good work and you don't treat your people and your clients the right way, nobody's going to come back to you. You know, as much as that lawyers are professionals, I still believe that we are in the service industry because we are there to serve the client. And a lot of people don't remember that, especially lawyers, and they treat their clients like absolute garbage. You can't get them on the phone. They don't inform them. They tell the clients what to do as if it's their case, whether it's personal injury. Yeah, you got to settle for that amount, you know, because they want to earn their fee and get out of it, or for immigration or criminal defense, you know, you got to just plead to this. It's easier for me. But nobody thinks about the ramifications of what happens down the road when things need to be re-examined or adjusted. So if you want an honest answer and you want an honest approach to a successful result, you'll give us a call, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529.
And I wanted to say, ladies and gentlemen, Adam is absolutely right. Okay.
As usual.
Can you tell he's an attorney? You know, ladies and gentlemen, you know, like I said, I have worked on this station for well over 2 decades, since 1996. Consider great. And I have worked on the station, and people have called me up and said that they've had attorneys and, you know, who is taking them for a ride. And I'm not here to knock anyone, but, you know, I've always said to them, and people believe that the attorneys, they they fail to remember and understand and believe that attorneys are working for them. Okay, the attorneys are working for them. So you can hire and you can fire the attorney. And people have called me and said, you know, squeeze this attorney and that attorney. I'm like, you know, they're working for you, so you can fire them. So that is the reason why it is so important for me. That is the reason why it always takes me a while to find the right firm, the right attorney to put on a radio program or program like this one, because the community that we're in comes back at the person who puts that attorney on the radio. It's my reputation. You know, it's I'm the one, the broadcaster one that they're going to be coming at. But the moral of what it is that I'm saying is we have a good firm now. We've got 2 immigration attorneys, and they have demonstrated over the past few days their experience. Okay, each of them well over a decade of experience, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Handler, I have known him for 15 years. Pollock, Isaac and DeSico. Adam, when you got there, I met them too. So I've known them for what? What, 5, 6, 7 years?
Yeah, it's going on 6 years now.
Exactly. So ladies and gentlemen, you have good attorneys here, and they're ready, willing, and able to help you. So call this number, 844-774-3529. I want to remind you, you will get a 100% free immigration consultation when you call the firm. There's no fee. We're in this pandemic situation. We know a lot of people can't afford everything, but you need good attorneys. You've got to prioritize what needs to get done, and one of them happens to be your status here in the United States. Many of you are being put in deportation proceedings. We've got the man for you, the Maverick, Nelson Madrid, the attorney.
I love it. Oh my God.
You know, at the law firm.
Maverick.
He's ready, you know. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you make that call. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. I'm actually working on a form also. So while you're watching Facebook or whatever social media platform, I know some people don't want to dial the number. We're working on a form which I'm going to attach, so you can actually punch in your name and information right there while you're watching, you know, Facebook, and, you know, to get yourself an appointment or a consultation if you don't want to ask a question on air. Once again, 844-774-3529, personal injury, immigration. Make that call, 844-774-3529, or you can go to thecasehandler.com. Anyone else want to add anything? I got 2 more questions. I don't know if you guys want me to pop them in. I don't know.
Let's hear
if you guys have, you know, you got a lot of work at home to get to, you know. I mean,
let's hear the questions.
All right, hold on. Let me just pull it up here. Hello, I have a question. This is Sis B. My father filed for me in 2013, and up to this day, I have not gotten a call. What can I do?
Well, again,
Something fell off.
Turn on your phone.
Something fell off the what do you call it, the trolley there. So I think they need to actually contact you guys and have you investigate to see what's going on.
Yeah, there are a lot of details we need to know there. Whether the person came legally or with a visa, or without a visa, whether the parent is a citizen or a resident, how old is that person that's being sponsored? There are a lot of questions there. But I'm assuming that person's an adult. A case like that is going to go at least 6 to 10 years, depending on again on details. But the fact that she filed in 2013, I think she said, is that right?
Yep.
They should have heard something by now. That petition at least should have been approved, and it's certainly worth investigating. If they were to call us, if I was their attorney, I would be asking for a copy of the filing receipt from the Immigration Service, and with that, we can determine what the status of the case is and move it forward. My guess is that they're probably due. If the case has been pending for seven years or so, they're probably due for some action. So I would look into that.
All right. Last one. If your dad is a U.S. citizen and he's a sick dialysis patient, he doesn't have a relative here. I have a B1, B2 visa. Can my visa be upgraded to a green card so that I can assist him? And how long will it take?
Okay. You want me to answer that, Conrad?
Sure.
Okay. No, your visa cannot be upgraded because your father is on dialysis. Your father obviously could file a petition for you. However, you want to be very careful. God forbid something happens to your father. You know, in Spanish, there's a saying, one thing is to call the devil, another thing is to see him appear. You know, you start any process with immigration, you're putting yourself on the radar. If at some point now your case is denied, there is a possibility you could put yourself into removal proceedings. Okay, so you want to be careful, obviously, how you proceed with that case. You know, there are some things you can do. It's not something I would necessarily recommend. You know, again, if your father were to petition for you, he's going to have to demonstrate that he has the financial resources to support you. You know, as Conrad said earlier, the way around that would be if you have another family member who could serve as a joint sponsor. But, you know, that's kind of sticky, you know, because ultimately, you know, any form of relief is discretionary. That means it depends on the officer. Okay, so, you know, if your father is unemployed, not working, doesn't really have a lot of money in the bank, doesn't own a home, that gets taken into heavy consideration.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're going to conclude our show for today. TGIF. Want to say thanks for everyone for tuning in. Prior results do not guarantee similar outcome. And this has also been an attorney advertisement brought to you by the law firm of Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico. It is Cruising with the Case Handler. And ladies and gentlemen, call this number 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Adam, take us home.
My brother, one chance, one choice, your case handler, whether it's personal injury or immigration. Like you said, pick your weapons very, very carefully, because make no mistake, when you have a legal problem, you are at war. Who are you going to bring to that battle? 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. You call us and we will fight for you.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Looking forward to speaking with you again soon.
Thank you.
Take care, brother.
Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Okay, take care.